Calgary townhouses continue to be very interesting to report on. They are absolutely exploding right now. I feel bad, to be honest, for people that are in this market. It is very aggressive, and as you can see, we are breaking new records all across the city. So let's dive into it. Hello, my name is Adam Fyfe, your Calgary Realtor. If you're looking at getting into the market and these things actually interest you and you want to know how they affect your personal situation, please go ahead and book a call. The Zoom link is in the description. I promise I'm pretty easy to talk to. So let's start this off by looking at what the Calgary Real Estate Board has written about townhouses. Now, July reported 488 new listings and 467 new sales, with a sales to new listing ratio of about 96%, which is pretty crazy. It actually prevented any additional changes to the inventory level and left the months of supply under 1 month for the fourth consecutive month, which is a very strong seller's market and continuing to put pressure on prices. Now, the benchmark has reached $407,000, which is $7,500 more than last month, and a new record in Calgary. Townhouses have never been as expensive as they are right now, so it is very important that you realize this. Price growth all across every sector. Quadrant, with the Calgary West having the biggest increase, with the city center having the smallest increase. So let's dive into it. So let's touch on this graph once more before we continue on, because I find it very fascinating. The red bar is the price point, which you can see last year it stayed relatively flat with small decreases, and then this year it absolutely exploded. The blue bar is inventory, and then the green bar is sales. If we look at July and August last year, look how much inventory or amount of homes left over at the end of the month there were compared to the sales. You can see that yes, they did have a decrease, but the sales also decreased with it. This year, completely different story. Starting from April, the sales actually outpaced the inventory, clearly indicating that the prices were going to increase. So I expected them to do so. You can see that in July, the inventory actually fell, but the sales also fell as well, which is good to see. The sales did outpace the inventory, which I would argue that we are going to continue to see price increases for the townhouse sector. As more people move here, they want affordable product, because that's one of the main reasons why people are moving to Alberta. And townhouses are definitely going to get the biggest hit for price increases because they're in the most demand right now. So let's dive into it. So if you're curious about benchmark price, this is the benchmark attributes for a townhouse in Calgary. Now, this is what you see, the benchmark price for every individual quadrant. This is what you get. A 2-bedroom above grade, 2 full bathrooms, 1 half bath, totally finished basement, 1,160 square foot, built 2004, and has forced air natural gas. So when you see benchmark price, these are the attributes that you would get for that price in that individual quadrant. So let's start to paint a picture here. So here's the sales for Calgary Row. Now, the year to date are a little bit lower than last year. I would argue that if there was more inventory and there was more listings, we would probably see this number increase dramatically. There's just not enough inventory to help boost that up a bit. When we look at new listings, you can clearly see that the listings are below the 10-year average, which is wild to see. 2021, 2022, we saw a lot of people get into the market. They sold their townhouses because prices finally increased to a point that they felt comfortable doing so. Now you can see that we're dropping all the way down to like 2013, 15, 2020 levels, which is crazy to see, which indicates now here the total inventory for the whole city. The total inventory for July has dropped to a point that it's never been into, meaning that there are very few homes left over at the end of the month. So when you start to encompass all three of these, you can start to paint a picture that we need more listings. We need more listings in the sector. If there are not more listings in the sector, we're going to clearly see price increasing all the way out until the new year. So let's start to break it down into quadrants. Now here's the bread and butter. This is what people came for. This is the individual quadrant breakdown for townhouses in all of Calgary. So here's the sales, here's the listings, here's the sales to new listing ratio, which there's quite a few over 100%, being northeast, north, and south being at 100%, meaning there was more sales than there were new listings, which again clearly indicate a very strong demand for that area. This is the inventory, leftover homes at the end of the month, and this is the months of supply. Now the months of supply is very interesting in this sector because you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are below 1 month, again clearly indicating a seller's market. So if you're going and shopping in northeast, north, south, or southeast, be prepared for a very competitive market, especially Calgary South. If you're a seller in these quadrants, then you're doing pretty well. Now, these are the price points for each individual quadrant as a whole, year-over-year percentages and month-over-month percentages. Now, I'm going to remove this now, and you can see the biggest increase was in Calgary West at $15,800 in 1 month. They have increased by 3.87%. As a buyer, you really need to consider this, especially for newer product. If you are looking at older product that have been on the market for 20, 30, 40 days, there could be some room to wiggle. You might be able to negotiate with them a little bit. But if you were looking at newer product only, you need to prepare to get into a very intense, potential intense negotiation. There could be more than one offer, especially in all of these communities, really. I mean, everything is increasing at a dramatic rate right now. It's pretty wild to witness, to be honest. So where is it going to end? Now, this graph here, you can see we're off the charts. I mean, this chart ends at 400 and we're at 407. So Calgary Real Estate Board needs to step up their game here and make their charts a little bit bigger. But I don't think we're going to see any decreases coming into the winter. If we look at, 2021, you can see there were some small decreases. 2022, there were some small decreases going into the winter. But this year, because of the lack of inventory, because of the demand, I do not foresee any major decreases coming in this sector. We might level it off, but it really is very, very hot out there for townhouses. So if you like what you see, you want to get more information of your personal situation and how to step into this market, please go ahead and book a Zoom call. The link is in the description. Townhouses are very intense right now, so it is very good to set up a game plan, figure out what the heck you're getting into before you start spinning your tires. So thank you very much. I appreciate your time. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.